Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and we have something super exciting today. We have a really cool box to unbox full of figures that I just recently purchased from a good friend of mine, and it includes two of sort of my holy grail figures that I've been searching for so long. It's two figures that, again, one of which I was pretty confident I would get, one of which I was pretty confident I would never get, but I'm really psyched that he gave me a good deal on both of them, actually everything, and I'm really happy to share the unboxing with you guys right now. So the very first thing I'm going to do is open the box, and then I will start to bring some of these figures in right now. The very first figure that we have is this, and this is actually a Taiko Protoceratops, and if you are familiar with the line, you would know that this is actually a Dino Riders Protoceratops. And if you are familiar with my channel, you may know that Protoceratops is one of my favorite ceratopsians, potentially my favorite of all. So anytime I see a Protoceratops figure, I'm 100% interested if it's one I don't have. And I didn't have the Protoceratops from the Dino Riders line previously, so when I had seen that he was selling it, I was really excited about it. So I purchased it right away because that's one I really wanted to add to my collection. And speaking of Protoceratops, actually, there was also this little guy, which is a really cool pudgy version of a Protoceratops. I actually don't really know much about that figure, but I just saw that he was selling it. I saw it was a Protoceratops I didn't have. So of course I wanted to pick it up, and luckily for me it was still available at the time that I had discovered it in the listing, so it is now in my collection. Really fun looking, kind of a vintage style of a Protoceratops. And the Protoceratops hits just keep coming because there's also this one. This is a Safari Ltd. Protoceratops, and the funny thing about this figure is initially when I had questioned him about its availability, he did say it was still available at the time when I had messaged him about it, and I was kind of debating on if I wanted to pick it up or not because something was telling me that I already had the figure, but considering the amount of figures that I have and the fact that most times they sit in storage, so I do tend to forget sometimes about figures that I've already purchased, I wasn't 100% sure if I had it or not, so I did eventually say, alright, I'll buy it, I'll pull the trigger and purchase it just in case because it's a figure that you don't often come by and it is a little pricey at times, so I wanted to kind of take advantage of a good deal on the figure, and then I actually ended up getting my collection out and I started to display it recently, which if you've been following me on Instagram, you may have seen some images on my Instagram account of my collection as it progressively gets put up. But while I was doing that, I found that I had this already, which as you can see at the bottom there does include the Protoceratops still in the box, so of course I did actually have the figure, but regardless, it's a Protoceratops, so I'm happy to have two. And then there was also yet another Protoceratops figure, and at this point you're probably sick of seeing Protoceratops, but this was the Geoworld Protoceratops, so I'm starting to think that both him and I have a strong liking for Protoceratops, as he clearly had quite a few in his collection, but Geoworld is a company that I'm still kind of 50-50 on. I'm actually really starting to take more of a liking to them and definitely enjoying their figures overall. And the Protoceratops was one that I thought looked pretty cool from some of the promotional images that I had seen. And again, to create my giant army of Protoceratops, I need as many as I can find from as many different companies as I can find. So really wanted to pick that one up. And again, he gave me a really good deal on it. So I jumped on it, of course. And then, actually, this is, oh wow, he threw this in too. This is a really cool little extra that I did not know that he was adding. He's got like a sauropod skull, it looks like, included in here. I don't really know anything about this figure at all. This really cool looking sauropod skull. That is definitely really awesome. I'm super happy that he does this from time to time when I'll purchase some figures from him. He'll throw in a really cool extra for me, and that is a really, really nice extra right there. That is a pleasant surprise I was unaware of was going to be added in. Oh, wow. Hold on. There's actually two extras. What? Hang on a second. Let me see what this figure actually is here. Oh, this is a Paleo Creatures model. That is awesome. I do not have any Paleo Creatures models in my collection at all. I've really wanted to get one for a very long time, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on any. So he officially just gave me with an extra, which is incredibly awesome, but he just gave me my first Paleo Creatures model to enter my collection, and as we can see right here from the title on the underside is an Arthroplora, and a a really beautiful rendition of an arthropluera. Let me turn it around so you can get a better view of it right here. Look at that. That is absolutely awesome. Such a cool model, and I'm so psyched to officially have a Paleo Creatures model in my collection. It's, again, a line that I've been following for quite some time, and they produce some really cool dinosaur models and obviously other prehistoric creatures as well. And I've really wanted to get a hold of one for a while. He actually had, I believe, a Dakota Raptor or something along those lines for sale a while back, and I missed it. I was not fast enough to purchase that one, but he threw this one in just as an extra, just being an awesome guy like usual. And this is an incredibly awesome extra with that sauropod skull back there. Man, such a cool guy. Awesome of him to do that. Thank you so much to my buddy that threw this in. And then once we get that out of the way here, definitely going to have to review that at some point soon. But now we are going to bring in the two figures that, again, were my holy grails that I've wanted for so long, and officially acquiring them right now is something that I am beyond happy about. And the very first one is this. If you are familiar with the line, you'll know that this is the Toyway Walking with Dinosaurs Postosaurus, the BBC Walking with Dinosaurs version, not the movie that we had seen a few years ago. This is actually from the original Walking with Dinosaurs series, and it's a figure that I've wanted for so long. I love Postosaurus, and in fact, in that series, I feel like the areas that have the Postosaurus in it is probably like my favorite part of the entire documentary series. So I've always really wanted this figure, but it's a very expensive figure, very hard to come by for a good price, so I was never able to actually acquire it. Every time I found one on eBay in a kind of a bidding war, I would end up losing it, forgetting about the listing, and then missing the finish of the listing, and I always missed the figure every single time, but I now have it here thanks to him, and man, that is beautiful. That is a really, really nice looking Postosaurus, especially as far as showing up just like it looked in the series. They did a great job on that one, and that's something that I am always impressed with as far as these Walking with Dinosaurs Toyway figures, is the fact that they are always so much better in person than I expect them to be. And the final figure included in this lot is, again, another one of my holy grails, and that would be this. And this is another Toyway Walking with Dinosaurs figure, and if you, again, are familiar with the line, you'll know this is the Lioplorodon, and it is just as beautiful in person as I imagined it would be. And man, this thing is in really good shape. I was not aware of just how good of shape this was actually in when I had purchased it from him, and he cut me an incredible deal on this, because this figure at times can sell upwards to around the like $200 mark, but he sold it to me for like $50, so a great deal on a figure that I was not expecting to ever be able to add to my collection, and I am over the moon excited about the fact that I do have it here now in my collection, and really helping to further along my Walking with Dinosaurs series. There are still a few that I have to get a hold of, but I have a lot of the ones I've really wanted, so I'm beyond happy about that, especially having these two, which were probably my two most anticipated and two most wanted models for that line. So again, a giant thank you to my good friend Michael, who sold me all these figures, and also thank you guys for watching. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.